And good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch on this 08.28.2023. Current time is 05:45 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of upstate New York where I live and reside on this Monday morning, start of a new week. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We do have the morning coffee here, and it's tasting mighty fine as we're getting pretty much a good start to the day here. Let me put the coffee down so I don't spill it. Hashtag positive start to the day. Hashtag PSTTD. And I hope everybody did have a good weekend. And we're starting off here pretty decent as far as that goes. Almost on time, quarter, yeah, about. See, if I got up about 5 to 5 and fed the cats and stuff like that and running around doing stuff. Almost forgot to start the coffee this morning, but we are getting started here. We had a good weekend, I think, and did some broadcasting and as far as that goes, and that was good. Okay, we're at 30 frames per second. That was sort of interesting this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I did some gaming broadcasting this weekend. The frames per second were 30 frames per second, and that's what I have it set at. It's 30 frames per second, but I was lower than that. I was like 20, 21. It still came out. The broadcast itself, picture-wise, it was fantastic. So I have no complaints, knock on wood. And this one's fluctuating from yellow to orange to light green to dark green and stuff like that. But we're broadcasting 55, 75 at OBS, and then we're at 53, 22. So we got an excellent broadcasting going here this morning. Right out of the gate, before we get started, I want to send condolences because there was something that happened Saturday that, notification wise, and I did post over there on all my fine social media platforms there. I'm Truth Social, Threads, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Those are the three main ones. But Saturday, we had someone leave us. He did live a good life, and that's Mr. Bob Barker. He got notification Saturday morning, and I'm like, wow, that's of course from Price is Right and some other game shows that he. I remember watching. I can't remember the game show, but watching him on a game show in black and white, and when I was a young kid, and I tweeted or posted up there, Godspeed, Bob Barker, Godspeed, sir. A very nice, never met him, but it would have been, he did have a little bad press, but I put that aside. It was nothing really in the great schemes of what he did with his life. A great individual, I think, on the way he presented himself, as far as that goes. And our condolences, my condolences to his family. And again, he passed away Saturday morning at age 99. He lived a full life, and I saw a joke over the weekend. I guess all the dogs at Rainbow Bridge are going to be running away because they're scared Bob Barker's coming. And that was to pun fun that he was always one that he was an advocate to getting your cat or dog, what they call spaded, fixed, I guess. But he was really an advocate of that to help our animals from not really, when you have so many births and stuff like that, there's lots of strays running around and stuff like that. So a great man, I think. I actually, grew up with him. And feel a little older now that he's passed, as far as that goes. Speaking of pets, there's Jack. He's laying down. He wanted to get up here on the table just as I was starting to broadcast here, and and such. So again, our condolences to the Bob Barker family, and he will be remembered, Bob Barker. Just anytime you hear that Price is Right. I got a real quick story. When I worked in IBM down in Endicott, when I got out of the service in '97, and I was on day shift. First year I was there, and then but where I worked at was electrical test, and at lunchtime we had a TV in the break room, and you did not turn it off the channel that it was on, and it was always on The Price is Right with Bob Barker. So that was, you did not turn it on for the news or something else. It was just, I remember, and this reminds me of going back into when I was in the Air Force, stationed at McConnell Air Force Base, Kansas. You go into the day room, you better have Jeopardy on, because that was the show everybody on the old timers watching. You didn't mess with their television viewership and stuff. And so it was, another good memory, I have a very good friend that he's a firefighter out there in California, Frankie. He was actually on the show. I got a text from the missus, and it was sort of a slow day, and we had TV in our area where I worked up at Lockheed, and but it was never on. It was on during the weekend sometimes, as far as that goes. But it was there, primarily to see if the weather checks and stuff like that. But I get a text, Frankie's on Price is Right. I go, what? So I go up and turn it on. I had one of the guys say, you can't do that, Rich. I said, yeah, I am. I got a guy that I worked with. Frankie, it was one of those things they would bring in the emergency services people to honor them as far as in the audience and stuff. So Frankie got up there. He won everything. He ran the table. He won everything. He won the first one. He won the spin-off, and he won the grand prize. I think he won a boat, but he won. I don't know. He won a group of merchandise that day and stuff. So I have some very fond memories of Mr. Bob Barker and the. I don't think it was Bob Barker. I think it was the other guy that took over his place, as far as that goes. I can't think of his name. He had a TV show, a good comedian there. I can't think of his name right now, but so that was after Bob Barker had left and stuff. But even still, Price is Right is associated with Mr. Bob Barker. So Godspeed, sir, and thank you for all that you did while you were here, and we will remember you in our hearts and stuff. So. Let's see, weather-wise today, as we're getting the day started, it's currently 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 13 degrees Celsius. And the weekend weather-wise was pretty decent. Did go out for a spur-of-the-moment walk yesterday to go get the penny saver. And there's nobody in the chat right now, so I don't think nobody's going to ask me, what's a penny saver? Penny Saver is just a weekly publication that you can get either at the grocery store or the little gas outlets there. It's a publication that's put out weekly on stuff that's happening here in the county, Tioga County. You can Google a Weagle Penny Saver and you'll see an online copy of it. It's a good, and there's coupons in there. That's the thing. It's probably the only paper that actually puts in coupons for that week for the stores and stuff like that. So, but we had a nice weekend. We took a walk yesterday, nice and cool, sort of kick back, enjoying the weekend weather and stuff like that. But currently, like I said, it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and we have some rain showers in the morning with thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High is 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain is 70%. So it's going to be a rainy day starting probably right around 10 o'clock going into the evening time. So we'll have to keep track of that today. Sun will be rising this morning at 0627, which is in about, let's see, it's 5:55. Remembering my firefighters up there with Mr. Bob Barker. They got the prices right firsthand up there with Bob. 555 is a number that you ring 5 bells, pause, 5 bells, pause, 5 bells, pause at the funeral or the line of duty death of a firefighter to remember them and all other firefighters that have fallen in the line of duty. But sun will be rising at 6:27, which is in about 32 minutes. 31 minutes from now. As far as that, 6:27 a.m. and be setting at 7:48 p.m. Later this evening here in the southern tier on the east time zone as far as that goes. Our world times and temperature starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 11:56 p.m. Partly cloudy, partly clear, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona at 2:58 a.m. currently. a.m. in the morning here, early morning. Clear skies. Ooh, they're 95. Wow, 95 already this early. Albuquerque, New Mexico at 3:56 a.m. Clear skies, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a temperature change. It's just they're states that are right next to each other, but what a temperature change. Chicago, Illinois at 4:56 a.m. currently. Clear skies, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Down in New York City, the jungle, 5:57 a.m., and that's what the time is here currently in the southern tier of upstate New York. 72 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Across the Atlantic, the pond, as we call it, 10:57 a.m. in Cork, Ireland. Cloudy skies with temperature at 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Milan, Italy. Oh, it cooled down in Milan, Italy, where there's at 11:57 a.m., noontime almost there, lunchtime. They've got rain in Milan and 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Been relatively warm with the last couple days there. We have in New Delhi, India at 3:27 p.m. Partly cloudy, partly sunny, partly cloudy, 91 degrees Fahrenheit, and Mumbai, India, 3:27 p.m. south of New Delhi. Here's a temperature change too. Partly cloudy, partly sunny, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So there's like a 10-degree difference there between those two cities. In Kuala Lumpur at 5:58 p.m. it is sunny in Kuala Lumpur and it's 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Tokyo, Japan at 6:58 p.m. We have cloudy skies, 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and down in Australia, Melbourne, Australia at 7:58 p.m. 54 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy, partly clear skies, and in Sydney, off to the east at 7:58 p.m. also cloudy skies, 61 degrees Fahrenheit as far as that goes. And last night, on top of gaming this weekend, last night I ended up watching this guy, the Bushko. He's here on Twitch. As far as that goes, the Bushka, the TheBushka. I actually added him to my recommended. If you look down below, if you're watching this on Twitch, and for those people on YouTube and Rumble where I repurpose this, you'd have to go there or just type it. And he's on YouTube, I believe. Yes, he's on YouTube. And I first caught him watching him live, but he's starting to go over back on Twitch here. He's a PUBG player. He is a fantastic PUBG, and he's an Australian. I just tied it in with our world times and temperatures as far as I finish off with Australia. He's an Aussie, and he is a fantastic guy with PUBG. They were doing if you know what PUBG is, mobile. It's a game. It's a first-person shooter. I play it. I played it a couple times this weekend, and Saturday there was an issue. I think it just seems like the servers weren't good. But yesterday I played a couple games, but I ended up catching him last night, and he was my entertainment for about an hour and a half to almost 2 hours watching him. They were unranked. He can play rank or unrank, but he was at unrank, and what he does, he has a following, and he has people that are in the listing, and he rotates people out to play with him. He's a fantastic player. He's very entertaining. He plays the game superbly. I enjoy his gameplay. He has a very good tactical mind about himself playing this game, and it reflects on the videos that he repurposes over there on YouTube. The Bushka, and he's an Aussie, and he is funny. They were doing pistols only last night, and they were in unranked. So, but they got they got chicken dinners doing pistols only against people that have high powered rifles, snipers, and stuff like that. And the key to that was they were always in the vehicle moving around. I've learned a lot from him. I'm watching his video, playing the game. I'm a better player because of his games, and he is funnier than shit as far as that goes. And but check him out on Twitch here, the Bushka. And if you catch it, I think his current broadcast is on his channel, and it is funny. They do pistols only, and that is. And he's knocking out he's taking out somebody over 100 yards with a pistol in this game, and he has a great aim, and he has his settings, and it looks like he's on an iPad, because he has you get a picture of the game, but there's a picture of him playing the game, and it's all on screen, and you use I use my tablet here, and you got controls that you press and stuff like that, and you see him work that, and it's like watching a conductor play his music. He is fantastic. So I recommend the Bushka. Uppercut. That's how he starts out his videos over on YouTube. The Bushka, both here on Twitch and over there on YouTube. As far as that goes. What's that? What do you got? Somebody throw up? No. Oh, okay. I see a dustpan in your hand. Litter. Oh, litter. Oh, okay. Cat's dragging the litter and stuff like that. The missus is up and about. Right about this time when I'm broadcasting, if she's up and about, something's going on. She may, but she's usually, you can hear the TV in the background there. She's watching the morning news. Oh, the coffee's good. Coffee is good. Let's see. We do have a thought for the day. And when this popped up on my queue, I can almost remember using this one before. It's from one of my favorite authors. He's second to J.R.R. Tolkien, if not, he jumps ahead of J.R.R. Tolkien at times. And he's buried right down the road here, his final resting spot, and that's Mr. Mark Twain. And I know I've done this quote before. It says, "If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything." I know I did that, but that's the current one for today. So I thought none of these have. Once in a while I'd see a repeat, but it is still a good quote nonetheless. And what Mr. Mark Twain is trying to tell us is, if you tell the truth, you don't have to worry about remembering anything. You don't have to remember. It's when we do those little lies. That's when we're trying to remember, well, what exactly did I say to keep my story straight? So there's a lot of truth in that. That's why I think I remember this, because I remember just that aspect. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. A quote from Mr. Mark Twain, and is a great author. He wrote the biography to Ulysses S. Grant, the president of these United States there after the Civil War, a great war general and good friend with Mark Twain. And both are buried here in New York State, so I consider them both New Yorkers, even though, let's see, Mark Twain was born, I believe, out in Missouri. I believe it was Missouri that he was, let me check. I usually have a tab up here. Or do I? Yeah, oh, there it is. Okay, I do have it up. Okay. Yeah, an American writer. He was born, in Florida, Missouri, and he passed away in Stormfield, Reading, Connecticut. I don't know why he's buried in Elmira, New York. I don't know the real scoop. I know I have this. I want to go ahead and do a live broadcast from his, maybe, when's his birthday? April 21st. No, he died. It was November 30th. So maybe November 30th we can get out to Elmira. When does the 30th November? What day is that? September. That's only a couple months away. I'd like to get out there. That's a Monday. So let me go out there and do a live stream broadcast and say hello to him. Samuel Longhorn Clemens, best known for his pen name Mark Twain, was an American writer, humorist, entrepreneur, publisher, and lecturer. He was praised as the greatest humorist in the United States has produced, and William Faulkner called him the father of American literature, and I think he is. I think he, just reading his works and such are great. So his quote and our thought for the day: if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. You don't have to worry about what you said. You told the truth, so let it lie. Okay, it's when we do tell the fibs and lying and stuff. That's when we're trying to remember. What did I say? We're conscious of that as far as that goes. Let's see. We have a national day today. Today is Monday, August 28th. It is the 240th day. It is the 35th week of the year, and we're 66% through the year. And let's see, what do we have here? We have National Power Rangers Day. Ooh, that'd be a good one for Tony D. Tony D, he's been a little scarce of late because of his real-world work schedule and stuff like that. So Tony D, if you're watching this, we're thinking about you, buddy. We know you'll be back here soon and stuff like that. You know, when you have to work, you got to work. You got to make that money to pay the bills. Oh, this is a good one. Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day. That's remembering Rainbow Bridge. Is that the one about the dogs? They say when your dogs and cats pass away, they go to the Rainbow Bridge. That's where they play until you get there. And the death of a pet, whether furry, feathered, or it's all pets, an uncommon variety, is felt deeply. They become familiar with the family. And mourning the deaths is difficult for everyone, and so it's a place where we think our pets are at, and that's where I feel our Max is at. And was it Ben and Pete's, or two cats that we had, and we say, well, that's where we're going to meet up with you when we because the saying goes, we're only visiting this planet, folks. We're only visiting it for a certain amount of time. So, just ironic that I mentioned about Bob Barker here at the beginning of the broadcast, that all the dogs and cats are. We're gurgling here. Let's see. What's the? We went red there for a moment. Oh, we only dropped 0.9%. That's nothing. Okay. The picture seems to be the same. The picture seems to be good. Let's see. Let's just check the stream manager here. I didn't have any problems broadcasting this weekend. I did Lord of the Rings Saturday, and I did Guild Wars yesterday. Yeah, we did a drop there yesterday. We're at 4,000, but we're still in excellent condition. I wonder if I bring down my bit rate. I don't know. Let's see. It's we're in the orange and yellow now, so we dropped a little bit there. So Rainbow Bridge, that's a good one, but we have a couple other ones there. And let me get back to the tab here for our National Day, if I can get to it. And okay, there we go. We got National Thoughtful Day. Yeah, it's always good to be thoughtful, to be kind, as far as that goes. That's a good one. International Read Comics and Public Day. Do people still read comics? Is that comic books or comics? Just comics. So it could be comic books or comics in general. National Red Wine Day. That's a good one. But I like this one. National Turnover Day. National Cherry Turnover Day. I like cherry turnovers. They're good. They're freaking delicious, especially when they're hot. Apple turnovers are just are better too. Apple and cherry, but apple beats out everything. I love apple pie, so and cherry pie is good too. So these turnovers are like National Cherry Turnover Day on August 28th. Praises a tasty and sweet hand pie. That's what they are. They're a small pie. These cherry-filled pastries are best enjoyed hot, like I said. However, like any pie, many eat them at room temperature too. Add a dab of whipped cream or a scoop of ice cream, and a hot apple turnover, or even cherry turnover. Oh my! That would be good. A scoop of ice cream. My preference would be vanilla. I love vanilla with a little chocolate on it. No double your enjoyment will be double. No, your double your enjoyment. Okay. Cherry turnovers are pastry made by placing a cherry filling on a piece of dough. The dough is folded and sealed. Then the individual turnovers are baked or deep fried for a golden and flaky crust. The cherries make the best pies, or tart cherries make the best pies, since they need added sugar to be palatable. Their juices melt with the sugar when baking. And there's a lot of people. And a lot of sugar's not good for us, especially when you're getting older, and such. So today is National hashtag. Let me see. What is it? Yeah. Hashtag Cherry Turnover Day. So there's our national day today. This week, Tuesday and Thursday will be the Fireman Rich audio podcast here on Spotify for podcasters. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm just looking through the queue here. I have a lot of different stories. The last three have been on. Last three times I've been on the audio podcast, it's been of space nature. So maybe we might find something that's down to earth here as far as that goes. So the last one was after 17. These two spacecraft have come back. They go around the sun. They gave us a view of the other side of the sun. They come back on an orbit after 17 years. So what do we got in the queue here? I think I saw something with a tree. Oh, India succeeds in reducing emissions rates by 33% over 14 years. That's the thing. A lot of countries are reducing their emissions, except a couple. India was in that category after, but no longer after reading this. I would say Russia, China, and India. They're the three major polluters nationwide. Nothing. Not being disrespectful. Oh, here's one. Might have to do this one. This one's down in the ocean. That's a good one right there. There's a good one. And then, here is a new study finds performing acts of kindness improve mental health. That might be a good one. I might have to do that one. There's two right there. There's the for Tuesday and Thursday. So there we go. We already. I'm going to stop right there. Let's see. But I did this weekend broadcast on the live stream for Lord of the Rings on Saturday for about an hour and a half. That's I've repurposed that over on YouTube and Rumble, and also repurposed on Rumble and YouTube the broadcast I had yesterday. Yesterday I did Guild Wars 2. I hadn't been on. I think it's only the second time I played the game a couple times offline where I don't broadcast, just to play around with it. I played the original Guild Wars 1, but this is Guild Wars 2, and the graphics in that are phenomenal. The gameplay I think is good. I thought I lost my sword, my weapon, when I was going to the merchant and telling the merchant, "Where's my weapon? I want to buy it back." And it was as I toggled. It's a whole different setup as far as Lord of the Rings. I can close my eyes and I can play the game. I've been playing it for 16 years and was in the original beta for it. And but this is a different game. It's a little bit different than the original Guild Wars, I guess. But you got your various characters, races, and stuff like that. I always like playing the warrior guardian, as far as the protector and stuff. I guess that's just because like I was a firefighter for 20 years, so it's sort of in my nature to play that character, I guess. And I like playing that character. So, well, you run around, you help people. We in the Guild Wars 2 game yesterday, we you can watch it on replay either here on Twitch or over there on Rumble and YouTube, like I said. But I escorted one caravan. I learned how to herd. They look like chickens. Something. This one guy said, "Oh, help me! You got to herd them first." I learned how to herd, and then I had to escort them to market, I guess, and stuff like that. So, and you get experience points and stuff. It's like figuring out online puzzle. But I had a great fun. My good friend Ed Waters, he does Dead America podcast. He came on and he was laughing his ass off. Give Ed a plug there. He popped in on the chat. And usually when I play the games, I don't really have that many. I get a couple people. I get more people watching the replays and stuff like that, which is fine. But it's always good fun to present the game because I have not been doing the gaming as of late. I'm thinking about doing maybe either PUBG this afternoon, PUBG Mobile, using the. Maybe I don't want to do rank, so maybe I do a couple unranked games. Or else PUBG Battlefield that's on the computer. I think I might do that one. That's I haven't been doing that one, so I'm trying to get back into the gaming, and so that was fun doing that yesterday. And I love playing PUBG daily. It's a good game. I only got 2 games in Saturday and Sunday and stuff, and I'm moving up. I'm what's my rank? Crown 5, on the verge of becoming Crown 4, and my goal is to get up into the Ace ranks and stuff like that. And it's all solo. I'm doing solo. I believe when I'm doing solo, I'm going against other individuals that are solo too. I don't think I'm going against teams because it seems like the people I come up on the gunfights and stuff like that at the various buildings, it's always a one-on-one, and at the tail end, there's no way I can get a chicken dinner. As far as and for those people that don't play the game PUBG, a chicken dinner is when you win. You're the last one standing, and the going saying is chicken winner chicken dinner. So there's a trophy that pops up that you dance around and stuff like that at the end of the if you're the winner, and you usually have 100 players in each game, and you try and survive to the end. And I've been doing pretty good at that as far as I don't try and engage. I engage when I have to, but it's mostly, and I've learned from the Bushka that I talked about earlier here in the broadcast here. I've learned you have to rotate. You just stand there, and used to be you always would run. When I first started playing, you run to the center. No, you rotate. You try and rotate around and try to evade. And I got certain tactics that I use that I can usually get up in the top 10. I can finish up in the top 10. So for me, especially if I get in the top 5, which I did a couple times this weekend, that's a chicken dinner for me. There's no way I can, if I'm down to, and there was one game in particular this weekend, I was one of the final 3. I'm just sitting there in the room, and I can hear them battling down below, but I could hear somebody coming up the stairs. I was up on the 3rd floor, and I'm just sitting there. There's no way I can, because my Samsung tablet and the connection that I have is not that good, so I know my limitations. And I have my crosshairs pointed at the doorway, and if this guy comes in, he's gone. But as soon as they rush in so quickly, they pass the crosshairs, and by the time I move my crosshairs from this point to this point, he's already got the gun. The individual has a gun on me, and I'm done. And it's that quick. And so for me to be in the final, the last 3 standing, or even the top 10, that's a chicken dinner every single day for me and stuff like that. So, and if I get knocked out, and like if I'm in the top 20, I'll usually watch, because you can watch after you get knocked out the continual play. So that was fun. That was really, really fun as far as that goes. So there's a lot of good things you can do as far as playing online. Let's see. Let's get to our history for today. Our history on this August 27th. On this day, 70 years ago, the Hollywood film Roman Holiday was released. Shot at the iconic location of Rome. That's the one regret having. I spent a total of maybe, let's see, at least close to 6.5 to almost 7 years in Italy when I was in the service, and I never made it to Rome. I've been to Venice, I've been to Milan, I've been to Livorno, all these other northern Italian cities and stuff, Trieste. I never made it to Rome. I drove by Rome. Oh, there's Rome. When I was coming back up, driving up the Adriatic coastline of Italy, I drove down the coast of Yugoslavia. It was still Yugoslavia when I was there. I was single, and from Dubrovnik crossed over to Bari, and then Bari, which is down on the heel of the boot of Italy. I drove up the coast, and I said, maybe I'll stop it. Nah, I'll just get to the base. I regret that to this day. It's just like going to Audrey Hepburn as the royal princess who snuck out from her boring state duties to explore the eternal city of Rome on her own. So Audrey Hepburn, that was one of her. I think she was with the film from among 8 Oscar nominations. Hepburn won the Academy Award as Best Actress, and I don't think I've ever watched that movie. And but who was in there? Cary Grant was in that story as well. He was in there. I see a picture of him. On this day, in 1920, Radio Argentina first broadcast a live show from a theater in Buenos Aires, one of the first live radio transmissions in the world in 1920, back in that golden age of radio when it started. The first jet aircraft flew the, what's this, the Hellkill He-178, piloted by Eric Wetzer and powered solely by turbojets back in 1939. That must have been in Germany. Let's see. And on this day, back in 2008, the first ever black American nominated for president by a major party at the National Convention, and that was Senator Barack Obama, who later became the United States president of the United States. He was a senator out there in Illinois. Hey, Double J, so close but yet so far. Sunrise for you about now, I guess. Yeah, I think, let's see, what did I have for time for the sunrise? Good to have you, Double J's. How you doing over there in India? Yeah, 6:27. So yeah, we're 6:27. We have sunrise, but oh yeah, okay. A little cloudy. We're supposed to get some rain today. We're supposed to get some rain, as far as that goes. So we're on the back half of the broadcast here, doing the history, and let's see. I might be doing a thing. I guess I see in my queue here, as far as good stories to talk about for my audio podcast. I was judging from looking out the window. Yeah. Usually when I start, that's dark, isn't it? Yeah, I know you've done that before. I might be talking tomorrow on my audio podcast. I guess I got an article here that India succeeds in reducing emissions rates by 33% over 14 years, on track meeting all targets and stuff. So I know the United States, we're lowering our emissions as much as people that are in that the climate area say that we're not. There's data showing that we are, and I guess there's data showing that India is doing their part too, because I'm telling it straightforward. The data showed over the years that India is one of the most. India, China, and Russia, they had no regards. I'm not saying India doesn't have regards. They probably have regards for the environment and stuff like that, but the country of India and the United States are two different sides of the coin, I guess, and because that can be a harsh area over in that part of the world. But I'm going to probably be talking about this tomorrow. India succeeds in reducing their emissions rate by 33%, which is substantial. If there's data showing that, that's a substantial drop. But the thing is, they'll be page 10 news. That won't even be on the forefront because too many people are focused on other crap on this thing. So that's going to be the good story I'll be talking about tomorrow and stuff. Because the data shows, the math shows that we got certain countries. Infrastructures haven't kept up. That's a big... Yeah, but somebody's doing something because this is, like I said, that I'll be talking about it tomorrow. When I see a headline like that, that's usually an indication there's something going on. It may not be a lot, but it is going in the right direction, is what I'm saying. There's just like here in the United States, they got this green thing going on, saying that we're not doing enough. You just have to, you're not talking enough. You're doing so much that there's data there to show that we are. But we have too many people here in the United States that think that the sky is falling, and it's not. When we have wildland fires that, they're going to happen, they blame that on climate control, and it's not. We have a hot summer going, but you got to look at the source of where the heat's coming from. Our sun is there's this past year, the past couple years, there's been major flare-ups and stuff like that. It's not we're reducing carbon emissions. Data is showing that. Okay, and industries here in the United States, they come up with some innovative things on scrubbers as far as that goes. So. But this is according to officials speaking with Reuters. India has reduced her greenhouse gas emissions by 1/3 since 2009. Since 2009. So there's data showing that that's gone down. You can't dispute that. If the data's there, you cannot dispute the data and stuff. So, but you're right there in India, so you got a different perspective of it. So the infrastructure, that's any place too. We have infrastructure here. Back in the day, they were just dumping crap into the skies. Let's see, back to the history here. We have what else do we have? Going by it. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow on the Anchor, or not the Anchor. It's not Anchor anymore. It's the Fireman Rich audio podcast. I like always to highlight. Let's see. Do we have anything else? Let's go to the AP history. Oh, today, on this day, hard to believe by living here if it's accurate. The thing, that's a thing. I know what you're saying there, because you're actually right there, and you're saying I don't see it, but 33% is not. It's a lot on paper, but when you're right there, it says it seems like the same old same. So I know what you're saying. I see that here, but when I actually see the data, I'm like, why are they talking about this? It's just like the data's showing there's been there's been a drop here in the United States, but they saw our industry, we're polluting the. You got these I call it the extremists. They're not actually, even when you present them the data, they say, no, that's not right. It's like, okay, the world is flat and we didn't land on the moon. They're that type of people. So you just, okay, off to the side, I'm moving forward. On this day, in 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King acknowledged a crowd at the Lincoln Memorial, which I have visited. The Lincoln Memorial is awesome. It's an awesome, seeing Abraham Lincoln sit up there is an awesome sight. That's where he first said, I have a dream speech during the March on Washington, D.C. on August 28th, 1963. And I almost think if he was alive today, he'd say, what are you guys doing? With all this stuff that's been going on the last several years and stuff like that. But on August 28, 1963, more than 200,000 people listened to Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. deliver his I Have a Dream speech in the front of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. And a great speech, a great American as far as that goes. In 1862, the Second Battle of Bull Run in the Civil War, also known as Second Manassas Battle, the Second Manassas Battle, began In Prince William County, Virginia, during the Civil War, the result was the Confederates victory. The Confederate Army kicked the Union's ass in the beginning of the Civil War. Yeah, mentioning the moon there was a lot of heart thumping and patriotic fever with Indians. Oh yeah, congratulations there. Yeah, that's I've been watching that. I seen the video with the rover going down. Frickin' A, that was great. You guys can do it, but Russia can't. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, what Double J's is in the chat here, folks. He's one of a regular viewer and chat contributor. He's talking about India, the country of India, successfully landed their moon probe on the southern, down close to the South Pole. The first, and they're the fourth country. There was Russia. Back then it was the Soviet Union. Now Russia. Soviet Union, they could do it. Now that they're Russia, they can't do it. The United States, China, they have a probe rover on the dark side, I believe, that's still operational. The sad thing about this Double J's is that it's only going to last for 2 weeks because they don't have a heating system on board as far as that goes. Because I guess they're on the sun right now is shining, so they got high temperatures. Because if there's no sun, when it's dark, it gets very cold. We're talking minus degrees up there on the moon. But congratulations to the country of India. That's my hat's off to them, and hopefully we get a lot of good science. I've been watching that as far as like I said, the latest thing is the rover. Just checking to see what type of data comes out on that. That's fantastic as far as that goes, and we'll see what transpires because the confirmed. Well, I think there is water on the moon, and I think India was one of the countries that confirmed that, and they're going to even confirm it more so. I think because if there's water on the moon, we can use that water to build rocket fuel and produce air and produce and create living areas for us to habitat on the moon, I guess. So yes, congratulations there. That's freaking outstanding. That's historical. We're taking, like, they just had another SpaceX. They brought a crew of 4 up to the International Space Station. And this is almost like those space shots are like, I don't want to say routine because there's nothing routine. Even launching a probe that India did, there's a lot of science and math involved in that, and there's probably a lot of people's jobs are depending on it. So it's something you don't want to take for granted. So let's see. In 1922, the first ever radio communication airwave station, WEAF in New York, a 10-minute advertisement was for the Queensboro Realtor Company, which had paid a fee of $100, the first commercial on radio back in 1922. Moving on. Oh, this was sad. It's today, and I know I have a friend online, Bernie Goldbach. He was in the United States Air Force. He was at Ramstein Air Base when this happened. In 1988, on this day, 70 people were killed when the Italian stunt planes, that was the Italian tricolori, collided during an air show at U.S. Air Base Ramstein in West Germany. Bernie Goldbach at Top Gold. He was in the Air Force. He was an officer. Oh, the air show crash. But at Top Gold, he's over there on X, formerly known as Twitter. He was actually there. Yeah, that was very tragic. And he tells the story. He was. It was an air show. He was assigned to, I guess, this one booth. He was selling ice cream. He went into a cooler. And when everything was normal. When he came, it was just a couple of minutes. He came out with some ice cream, and everything was ablaze. He was actually there. He actually witnessed the aftermath after the crash. I have seen the Italian tricolor performed many a time. Several times over there at Aviano Air Base. They're a great group. They fly these little Fiat-made airplanes. Very the pilot that initiated the crash in Ramstein, Maine, I actually talked to him when they performed up here at Griffiths Air Force Base when that was open back, was just after I got married. It was the summer of 1987. There was an Italian, they were performing up there, and the day before they performed, I was on a day off, and we're in the BX, me and the missus, and there was a gentleman there in a flight suit, Italian, and we went up to say hi, and tell him thank you for the performance that you're going to be doing tomorrow and stuff. And he told us the number. He's a slot plane. So the slot plane on that crash is the one that I guess he tipped the wings of another aircraft and tumbled as he was coming in with all the other aircraft. He was an Italian colonel. I can't remember his name, but I remember distinctly talking to him, just thanking him and telling him I saw them perform at Aviano Air Base, which he was like, "Oh yeah, you've been to Italy, and yeah, it's our second home." So on this day in 1988, that tragic air crash on Ramstein, Maine, 70 people perished on that. Let's see, what else? That's about it. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it for the history. Major League Baseball here in the United States. I've been following it, box scores only. We did have some activity here Saturday. Let's see. Saturday, the Yankees lost to the Rays, and let's see, the Mets, Orioles won. The Mets got beat by the Angels. So Saturday, the Yankees and Mets lost. Yesterday, the Mets beat the Angels. That's good. Okay, our good friend Ted Hicks was at that game yesterday because I saw a posting over there on Instagram Threads. He was in his he had the Mets shirt and the Mets hat. So I think he was there with his father. So the Mets won. That's good. Ted was able to see a winning game for the Mets for a change. And let's see, what did the Yankees do? The Yankees still lost to the Rays. The Yankees they're just pitiful. I have to say that. They're just pitiful. But that's good to know that Ted Hicks, he was able to watch a game because he did mention, I think during his late night parenting, as far as that goes, Ted Hicks, he does late night parenting here on Twitch, but he also repurposes it over there on YouTube. He's a great guy, along with Ed Waters. Check him out over there. And gotta ask him how he enjoyed it. I wonder what a ticket costs now. But the Yankees, they lost Sunday 7, and the Mets won. That's good. Today, the Yankees, they're out in Detroit. They're going to be playing the Detroit Tigers. And the Mets, I don't know. Usually they're off on a Monday, or are they playing? Let's see. I don't see them. So, the Orioles play the White Sox. Canadian football. I did turn on the Canadian football game for about one or two plays. The Roughnecks, or the Redbacks, lost to the Elks. Edmonton Elks. Ottawa Redbacks lost to the Elks. While I turned it over to the NFL channel to watch the NFL football game last night, the Saints and Houston Texans. But the rest of the score, let's see. Last Thursday, the Tiger Cats beat the Lions. On Saturday, and another game on Saturday, the Argonauts, they just keep on winning. They're winning. They beat the Stampeders. And then the Thursday night game, that was Friday night. Argonauts beat the Stampeders on Friday. And the Thursday night game, the Blue Bombers beat the Alouettes. 47-17. Oh my God, that's wild. Standings in the game. Let's see. Argonauts are still 8-1. They're just kicking ass in the Eastern Division. Alouettes, the Montreal team, they'll probably end up getting a bye. They'll probably be the top. And then the Blue Bombers, they're winning at 9-2. And the Lions, they're they look like they'll probably end up getting the other win. I think they take they got you got the winner of the East and West division, and then you take the team that comes in second, and they play for the divisional playoffs, and then the two But they're only in. They still got a ways to go yet. They're only about halfway through. They're in. What week are they in? Let's see. Yeah, they just finished up week 12 of 21, so they still have. Let's see, 9 more weeks of football there, and NFL starts in 2 weeks. We just had the end of NFL preseason, and the game last night. Let's see, where do we have it? The game last night. There was only one game on Sunday, and the Texans beat the Saints. The Texans look pretty good. The Saints look good. They just had all their second string in there and stuff like that. They were performing. It was a close game, 17-13. But the Texans, I tell you, all the times I watched the Texans last year, they were junk. Last night they played pretty good. They've got a good quarterback. They got a rookie quarterback. Let's see, Saturday there was a whole bunch of games. Let's see, starting in Saturday evening, the Rams lost to the Broncos 41-0. Holy crap, that's good. I don't think Russell Wilson, I caught a little bit. Russell Wilson wasn't dressed for play, so they had their other quarterback. The thing about the last weekend of preseason, they only can carry like 50 players. So they have like 60 to 70 players. So they got to reduce that. So this is going to be some people out of a job. But they're playing out their hearts this past weekend to maybe they might get picked up on another team. Let's see. The Cowboys, they did beat the Raiders Saturday 31-16. Then the Jaguars beat the Dolphins. The Buccaneers beat the Ravens. I don't know about the Ravens. I don't think they're... But then again, it's preseason. So, you can't judge everything on preseason. You can't, and I'm not even about to pick... Other than saying Kansas City's going to the Super Bowl. That's the only thing. I can't think of any other team right now because any team can go to the Super Bowl as far as that. Even the Jets. I can say even the Jets, who beat the Giants 32-24 on Saturday. Bengals lost to the Commanders. Washington looks good there. Kansas City almost lost to the Browns 33-32. Wow, that's a close game. Continuing on Saturday, the Vikings lost to the Cardinals. That was a close game, 18-17. Packers beat the Seahawks. The Bills, 24-21, beat the Chicago Bears, and they all had their second string in. I watched that game. That was a pretty good game. 49ers lost to the Chargers. Chargers, they might be... You got to watch... The Saints, Chargers, those are the two teams I'm watching. The Raiders, the Saints, the quarterback Carr, he didn't play, but they've got some good. They got some good people on there. The Patriots lost to the Titans. Titans look strong in preseason. So the Lions, I'm watching the Lions again this year. I think they might be shining. The Panthers, they beat the Panthers 26-17 on Friday. The Colts, they're another team I'll be watching, 27-13, and the Steelers beat the Falcons. So that was our NFL final weekend of preseason. Now there's no football next week except Canadian football, which we'll be talking about it here. As far as next week opening, it'd be September 7th, so it's a little under 2 weeks. You'll have the Lions out there in Kansas City, and then on the 7th, and then that weekend, Sunday, September 10th, we have a lot of football going on for the first, so it's going to be interesting. I think of all the games on Sunday, the first weekend of the regular season, the game I'm going to probably focus on, just looking at who's playing. Monday night it'll be the Bills and Jets. That'll be good. That's on the September 11th. But the Sunday game, the 10th, it'll be the Cowboys and Giants. That's always a good game. I might have to hook up with some people to watch that game at a bar. Oh, what time is that game though? Let's see. First week, Cowboys. Oh, that's an 8 o'clock game. That's a nighttime game, so no, I won't be going to no bar on it. If it was a 1 o'clock game, I'd probably meet some friends there to watch that game. So there we have it as far as that goes. We'll see what we're coming up on the top of the hour here, and we've been on for about an hour. So a good hour of broadcasting here, get the week started, and I got to refresh my coffee anyway. Got a couple slurps still, and let's see how we doing on the broadcast. The broadcast is behaving. We're in the green. We're at 54 kb, so I can't complain there and stuff. There's sometimes, let's see, we dropped about 0.7% on the frames, and that has to do, I have my settings set to where they're ideal for the most part. There's some days I get a little drop, but it's nothing noticeable what I'm seeing on the, as far as the picture that I see being broadcast right now. So we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here and get our day started and see what the day brings, and keep an eye on the rain that comes in. Would like to thank very much Double J's for being in the audience, in the chat there, chatting with us. He comes in all the way from Mumbai, India. So thank you very much, Double J's. Let's see, what's the time right now in Mumbai, India. That's one of the several cities around the world that I currently in Mumbai. It's 4:17, so we're just getting our day started here, and he's on the flip side. Take care. We will take care of Double J's. Thank you for being here. I really enjoy you being here, and actually your perspective there of the country India. India, there's a lot of people in India, and let's see. Take care. Catch you later. Yes, we'll catch you later here on the week. We'll be doing the audio podcast Tuesday and Thursday, and then we'll continue on with the coffee broadcast here on Twitch on Wednesday and Friday morning for those folks. And you can watch the replays over there on Rumble or YouTube, where I'm at, and I repurpose these over there. You can just check out my Twitter streams or where I post on these social medias. Twitter's no more. I can't get the fact that Twitter is not a name anymore. But I'm over there on X, social, Truth Social, Instagram, Threads. I do like those 3 platforms, so I'm there, and I'm also on Facebook, the Real Fireman Rich, over there as well. So thank you again, Double J's, for being here. Thank you for watching this on the replay over there on Rumble and YouTube, as well as here on Twitch. Thank you very much for the reviews reviewing replay views, and it's always, I think you're right, Double J's. I'm in that category. It's always going to be Twitter. I don't care what Elon says. It's always going to be Twitter. We had it for like 14, 16 years as Twitter, so I don't think that's going to change. But you all take care. Rich Roberts again, Fireman Rich here on Twitch, wishing you all well wherever you may be on this big blue marble. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care. Thank you. Thanks again, Double J's.